This is the biggest lesson I wish I knew when I first started my online coaching business, because this really screwed me. I literally made $0 profit for 16 months because I had this certain belief, and this belief led to me making these huge mistakes in the business that just, led me to be stuck. So if you're an online coach, you're stuck, currently at ground zero, or you're stuck, in a 5, 10, 20K a month range somewhere, and then you've just been stuck for a long time, it feels like, and you don't know why you can't grow. There's a high likelihood this is going to help you out. So let's dive in. So this lesson is the scientific iterative process. All right. So what do I mean by that? So for example, when you're trying to grow your business and sign clients, like usually the biggest problem when you're in that like lower range is just how do we sign more clients consistently? Like how do we create a real system that's actually scalable and that's predictable that can grow the business? And so what would happen is, I remember, for example, I would, try ads, for example. I'll, launch an ad, put, $50 into it or something, and then I wouldn't sign a client from it. And I would freak out and I would be like, oh man, well, the ads didn't work. I'm screwed. Like I got to figure something else out. Let me try outreach. So I would try like these, DMs or something. That didn't work. I sent out, 50 or 100. I didn't sign any clients. Let me try something else. I would constantly jump from thing to thing. Does this not sound familiar? Where you're looking for some shiny new, um, you know, conversion mechanism or traffic mechanism to get leads and get clients for your business. If this sounds familiar, like the big problem here is not in the certain channel that you're choosing. All right, every single channel of acquisition really does work. Email still works. Paid ads definitely work. Cold DMs work. Content work. Like everything does work. It's really just that the reason why it hasn't worked for you is your stimulus that you're putting in front of people. All right, so think of it like how I like to think of it is like literally everything is pretty much the same in terms of paid ads, email, YouTube videos, whatever it is. Like it's really just stimuli in front of your target markets. This video you're watching right now is stimuli. All right, and so if you have the right stimuli, you put it in front of the right person, like they're gonna convert to the next action. They're gonna book call with you, for example. Like regardless of what channel it is, it doesn't matter. All right, it's all about is the stimuli actually like resonate with the target market and compel them to take action. And so if you look at another angle as well, like you have exact competitors in your niche who are crushing this channel that you just called off that you think doesn't work for you. There's competitors who are crushing it, making millions of dollars a month in your exact niche, using the exact thing you just tried and failed at. The paid ads, the DMs, the content, whatever it is, like there's someone crushing it right now in your exact niche. And so what's the difference between them and you? It's the stimuli, it's the volume. Or they have a converting stimuli, they're doing an extremely high volume of that thing because it's working. All right. And the trick is like, how do you get to that point? How do you find the winning stimuli? How do you find the thing that actually works? Um, well, the truth is you have to stick with it. Like you have to follow the scientific iterative process. All right. The scientific iterative process. So, for example, if you launch ads, you launch your first set of ads, there's a high likelihood you're going to fail. Like it's not going to be profitable. Like your first ad campaign, there's like a very high likelihood, especially if you're doing it yourself, you're starting from scratch. Very high likelihood this is going to fail. You're going to lose money on this. But here's the thing that you do with that: you get data, or so you're buying data, and based on that data, that should tell you, okay, well, with this ad, we saw the biggest constraint in the funnel that we ran here was in the landing page, for example. So let me change the headline on this landing page. Let me run it again. All right, and you buy that data, you might see, oh, this ad actually does get a lot of clicks, but when you get to the landing page, like people just don't convert, they drop off there. And so you're buying that data. You're like, oh, these ads actually work, but the landing page is a constraint. So let me fix that. Let me fiddle with that. You might test again. Oh, it doesn't work again. Let's try something else. Oh, it works this time. And then there's a drop off on the scheduling page or whatever. And you just follow the iterative process, step by step by step, until it works. All right. That is the secret. And I know like you're watching this, you're like, oh wow, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Like this is the only process. Like this is it. Like there's nothing else to do. There's no like black magic. There's no woo woo stuff. Like obviously, like if you have marketing, copywriting, and sales skills, that's going to help you have a higher likelihood of success with launching these campaigns from day one and from your first initial test. That's obviously going to help out. But regardless, even for those guys, the best, the best are people who have a lot of experience in this. Like they have to do multiple tests. It's very unlikely your first campaign ever crushes it. Very unlikely, extremely unlikely. I have to say this because like you have to set your expectations correctly. Because a lot of times it's just expectation management. It's you believe you're super excited to launch these ads, for example, you're super excited to send your first DMs, and then you don't get any calls booked. And you're like, what the heck? Like, this thing doesn't work. I'm throwing in the towel, which is just the most illogical thing you can do, because the only way to success is the iterative process. All right. So, like, if you're watching this, like, stick to one channel, commit to it for literally 6 months, and follow the iterative process. If you actually do that for 6 months of iterative scientific testing, you will win. Like, you will get to work. It's just a matter of tests and data and time and iterations. Like, it's boring, it's ugly, it's annoying, it's frustrating. But if you just do that, you actually just commit to it. Like, it will work. Like, it's the scientific method. Like, that's literally what you're following. That's gotten, people on the moon. It's built these, spaceships that can now, like, land themselves. They don't, like, explode. It's done so many things. Like, it's crazy. And so, of course, it can get your paid ads to work or your DMs to work. Like, of course, it can get you clients. But that's a process. Like, you have to follow the scientific iterative process. Do not let yourself stray to these shiny mechanisms. All right, there's a lot of marketers out there that are going to try and convince you there's the reason your thing didn't work is because you're not doing the backflip 360 funnel. And this is the only funnel that works nowadays. So you have to do it. Like, these marketers will spin up stupid messages like that. They're just completely false just because they're trying to sell you something. It's not the truth. All right. I recognize, like, I have, certain funnels that we run that I like a lot because we have a lot of data on them. We know how to do it well. But I recognize, hey, there's other funnels that can work. Like, you could do cold email or cold calls. We don't do that, but you could do that, and that could absolutely work. There's people who are doing it who I know are crushing it. I just don't do it, so I'm not gonna, like, recommend it to someone. But that's the truth. Don't listen to marketers. No, it's just the iterative process. Every single method of acquisition does work. All right, so that is the big lesson of this video. All right, so if you're stuck and you're trying to figure out how do I break this system for client acquisition, follow the iterative process. If you do want to speed up that process as much as possible, what I can do for you, I can give you our lead gen and sales systems. We've already tested over really millions of data points and help you install that in your business so you have it and really speed up that iterative process because we have just so much data on it. Click the link below if you're interested in that. It can help you out. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.